bit instead of the AC. And here is Baji and Suji for you guys. I hope you enjoy seeing them as I go upstairs and get my laptop for you guys here. Hope to see many of you joining tonight, and we will get started. Here's the book. Okay, let's see. Can you see? Just getting the laptop and hi, Construction of Soul. Hi, Up. Chalo. May Aya. Hello, good morning. Hi, Draco. Well, Mom went upstairs to the bathroom, so that might be why they were sad. Hi, Saido. Hello. Well, you did catch a stream. Here we are. I was getting my laptop, it's updating. So it's not waking up very easily. I have to give it a minute. I'm gonna sit down and start chatting with you guys. Thank you for joining, guys. Appreciate it. Construction of Soul. I like that username a lot. Here's the book we will be referencing to. Let's see. Thank you so much for liking the live. Up, Chalo, Draco, Saido, Construction of Soul. I see. And here is Baji Baba. You guys always ask about him. So here you go. Let me get my water. Hope everybody has been having a good evening. I have a new filter situation. I don't know my alarm from, which is really nice. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Join us in the live. Come on in, guys. Come on in. Mona is about to sit down. Mother of Baji, that is. And Fujisuji. All right. Hi, Suji Mama. Suji Mama, did you eat your dinner? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Don't try to convince me that I forgot. Because I remember. I remember. I remember. Hi, Handle. What is Kitty doing? Well, they had their dinners and he's waiting for his snack from the auto feeder and apparently trying to touch his sister's tail. He actually was very aggressive towards his sister earlier this week and they had a huge fight. I think I'm going to post that video, but I had to intervene, so it was quite something. Do you have any plans for the weekend? I really don't yet, but I'm trying to figure it out. But um he was being mean to sister. Yeah, I think they just kind of get bored and they play and stuff. And sometimes it's a little aggressive, but earlier this week, so I don't have all my lights on yet. Let me just check. This is light off. One second. Let me turn on the light here. Hopefully that helps. One of my lights kind of just died and I haven't replaced it yet. So my lighting situation has been a bit iffy, but hopefully you can see and hear me all right. But yeah, they generally play fight, but sometimes it gets to be quite aggressive. And I think Baji was being very um, persistent in his sort of going after his sister, and she wasn't appreciating it, and he wasn't stopping. So I had to intervene because she got very mad and she was hissing a lot, and I was a bit worried that is she like getting hurt or what? But welcome, welcome everybody. I hope you're here joining us for a live stream episode on Baji and physics. I am your host, the mother of Baji, and my name is Oindri. And some people know that, and some people don't, and that's totally fine. We cover physics, astrophysics, cosmology, astronomy, all those topics here. And whatever else that people want to talk about. We have a lot of very lively discussions here. I hope that certainly that more of you will be joining tonight, and I can continue the chat with you guys. Hi, Sean FL. Are you Sean from Florida? Is saying hello. So we give our username shout outs, we call out the top fans, we say hi to everybody, we chit chat, and then we talk about physics, we answer any questions you have. Lately we've been talking about um dark matter. So before that we talked about dark energy, the universe. Those are our common topics, is dark matter, dark energy, cosmology, universe, big bang, expansion of the universe, big I was going to say biggle big bang, nucleosynthesis, origin of the universe, evolution of the universe, and things like that. So in cosmology, those are some of our favorite topics that we have already talked about. Can you please like the live? Can we get 10 likes? Thank you so much. Sean is saying yup. So I guessed it, you're from Florida. Well, we are in Massachusetts, in Boston, and we hold these live streams. Hi, Bumbafo! I love you, Indri B. You're so smart. Thank you, Bumbafo. Oh my goodness. Hello, my old friend. So some of the people joining are my old friends here on the channel, and some of you are new, and that's totally, totally great. I love to meet you, old or new. Please do say something in the chat so I can say hi to you. And what do you call? Always happy to see the returning people as well as new people. And if you're new here, certainly you should say something in the chat, just listen, whatever. And I should point out that there are many, many of these live episodes. Thank you, Bombafo, for the gift. Oh my goodness. Bombafo has sent a star. Oh my goodness. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much. Is my lighting correct or not? I can't even tell. Like it's it looks a little bad, but that could just be my face. Um so thank you, Bomba, for my love. Thank you so much. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for the gift. Oh my goodness. I love it when you guys do gifts, super chats, heart emojis, whatever you've got. Bring the love in. It's me and my kids who are cats, so we definitely need a lot of love from you guys, okay? That your love has been supporting this channel for quite a while, and in order to sustain and continue these teachings of physics, astrophysics, cosmology, and astronomy, we do definitely heavily need your support. So always, really, always. How did your teeth get legit perfect? Hi, Nbean. Hi, Krishna. Ram Ram. Hello. Hi, Ahmed. Hey, Andrew B. Great to see you. Hello, Ahmed. So, I don't know if my teeth are perfect. Actually, my dentist, depending on which dentist I go, if I go this way, so in my area, there's actually a lot of dentists in my neighborhood area. And I used to go to a really fancy one when I had a really fancy health insurance and dental insurance. And he pointed out many, many bad things about my teeth. For example, I have some like crowding here. In technical terms, that's crowding on my lower, see that? So that's crowding. And then, my I have a, so it's not perfect actually. Now, I sometimes, I do think that these dentists are actually a little jealous of my teeth. I mean, they wish they had a little more crowding in their teeth. And so I feel like they're being overly picky. with my teeth. I'm like, okay, yeah, a little crowding is there, but who cares? I think it's fine. So even these are not perfect teeth according to my dentist, okay? And of course, hygiene is the main thing. So I recently purchased a water pick for myself because I used to have one, it broke. And apparently the water pick, on top of brushing obviously twice a day and flossing, we should all floss, not that I floss every day, but I should be, that is really helpful, the water pick. Okay, so I went to Walgreens and I got myself a water pick for 29.99 because because you know my Bangalore, I'm from Bangalore city in India. Hi Krishna, I'm in Boston in the US. Hi, Krishna. Hello. Oh, are you leaving already? Well, we will miss you. Hi, dog, you, MIT. What do blast bikes? Okay. Oh my gosh. I think Baji and Suji are breaking into a fight just now, right here. My grandfather told me before he kicked the bucket. Want to see how. Hello, Smoky Stew. Hello, dog you meet. You taught me a lot the last time. Remember the black hole and galaxies revolving around a fixed point dark matter. Uh, yes, around the galactic center. Okay, so the the I'm trying to remember what we talked about. So last time we talked about how all of us, the solar system, us, the Earth, the other planets of the solar system, the sun, is there a lag in the video? I feel like there might be a lag, so I'm sorry about that if that's the case. Sometimes the YouTube app can have some issues. But last time we talked about how in our own galaxy, of course, which is a spiral galaxy, it's a very beautiful galaxy. We can only have artistic images of it, like as in we cannot really actually take a photo of our own galaxy because we'd have to, go outside of the galaxy to take a photo of our whole galaxy. But we can take photos of other galaxies, and so we kind of know what we look like because we've seen other spiral galaxies and we've taken actual photos of them. But our own galaxy, we will never actually have a photo of it, unless we go really really far, which is going to be really hard because across, uh, the size of our galaxy is about 100,000 light years across. So it's going to be very tough to go outside of our galaxy and take a photo, like a little selfie, like that, of our own galaxy, which I always thought that was funny how we have taken photographs of so many things in this universe out in the sky, and we can take photos of other galaxies, elliptical galaxies, spiral galaxies, but not ourselves. But anyway, the artistic imagery we do have of our own galaxy. But anyways, we are about we are about, I think it's like 11 kiloparsecs from the center of our own galaxy. And we know that most of the luminosity of our galaxy, so the sources, the objects that are making their own light, and we can measure it, and like, there's like luminosity, lumos is coming from them, power, which is energy by time, is coming, right? All of that is mostly contained within a pretty small radius of the galactic center. And we're all actually kind of going in an orbit around that galactic center. So the sun, including all of us, the solar system, we actually orbit our own galaxy's center. And we discussed how, based on that and based on Kepler's third law, we should be seeing that farther away from the galactic center, the stars, the globular uh, clusters or whatever, those objects should be kind of slowing down because of Kepler's. Like, remember, there's a law that combines the uh, the mass that we are orbiting to the period, right? So all of that we would have assumed from Kepler's law, and we would have understood from Kepler's law, but we found that instead of slowing down, some of these objects are actually moving, you know, like faster, much, much faster than we would have. we would have anticipated. And that is one big um, proof of dark matter. So I think that's what you're talking about. So Ahmed is saying you taught me a lot the last time. Remember the black hole. So we did talk about black holes a lot. Um, where and we do have a supermassive black hole at the center of our own galaxy. And in general, we also talked about black holes and sort of the classical theory of them and things like that. And then galaxies, yes. So the matter in our own galaxy orbits around the galactic center of our own galaxy. And that tells us uh, some things about what, how fast things should be moving out, towards the edge of the galaxy, the halo of the galaxy. And we saw that that is not really following uh, what we would expect. And we basically discovered the presence of some extra matter, which we cannot see because it does not interact with light, which is dark matter, which is the topic we're on. So we will actually continue from there. So I'm glad you reminded me and recapped the whole thing. When the elephant enters the market, the stray dog starts barking because it cannot do anything. Hello, Ashoka. Hello, YM. My teeth are close friends. Hello, everybody. Are you in California? Hi, Jacob. I am not. Now, in every prayer I make. Thank you, Krishna. Hi, friend zone. Huh. Hi, Rico. You heard of a P-47? You ever seen a? Hi, Cody. How is your skin shining? I don't know if my skin is really shining. It could be sweat. Partly it's my glow, and partly it could be sweat. I did go to the gym and I did swim, but I also took a shower, so I don't know exactly what's happening at the moment with that. But also, mostly it's probably the lighting. Hi Brahma. Hi Angel. How are you, Angel Hernandez? How do you make yourself look like this? Stream is fast forward, or am I tripping? Hello, the real troll. Hi, dog pal. It's hard to look. It's hard to go straight up because we're moving too fast. Let me turn off. Lots of low frequency people comment on YouTube Live. Hi, friend zone. Hi, Angel. Are you Iranian or Persian? Hi, Sam A. Hi, Jeremy. Hello, Jeremy. How are you doing? Jeremy is here. Hi, Christ. Herman. Hi, Dog Pal. Um, Yukon Duet. Hello. Occasionally, I'll turn the AC down low and stand very still while periodic. Aw, because it makes me feel like a baby tree sapling being caught in the wind. Aw, I like that. Thank you for sharing, Yukon. Hi, Joshua. What do you think about Egypt? Oh, hi, Ahmed. Right, the galactic center, you said even the stars are moving around the center, right? I thought. Oh, I see. No, 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 no. Stars are not fixed. That's correct. Mm-hmm. So Ahmed Belton is saying the galactic center, you said. Yes, so us, the sun, other stars, we are definitely moving around our galactic center because we're not at the galactic center. We're actually kind of off to the side of our own galaxy. So, absolutely, we are all moving, the solar system, as in the sun and its planets. So, what I like to point out is the moon is orbiting us, the earth is orbiting the sun, and the sun, along with all of us, is orbiting the galactic center. So, certainly, we are not stationary, and other stars too are doing that. So, stars are not fixed. Okay, they thought that a long time ago before Copernicus. So, um, who was it? Uh, I've, there's a chapter that we actually have covered about this. We used to think a lot of things, like the heavens should be perfect, that the heavens are fixed, things like that. But then the heavens actually included something like Venus, and we saw that Venus had, different phases. We saw that Jupiter, which is also the heavens, but it's a planet, has its own moons. So a lot has changed since that time. So I understand that that was interesting. So thank you for that, Ahmed. Jagen is saying hello. You're very beautiful. Thank you. Somebody asked me if I'm Iranian or Persian. Well, not quite, but there could be something, because you know where I'm from, a lot of Persian people actually moved there. So um, I'm close to where that is from. So Stinky, okay, hello Stinky. Egypt has a nice triangle. What do you think about Egypt? I would love to visit Egypt. Um, I have never been, and that's a very sad fact. I would love to go to Egypt, and I think Egypt is probably great. What do you think about fractal universe? Ruben is saying, what do you think about fractal universe? What about black holes in the galaxies? Hi, Joe King. Hi, Story. What's the difference between black and white holes? Um, Make sure they always need money because we don't want them to know them. Hi, Chris. Hi, Albin. Hello, Jeffrey. Are people from Spain white? Um, I don't know. I don't know. Uh, Smile if you didn't brush your teeth today. I guess I cannot smile anymore. What you think about Bermuda Triangle? Hello, Mudas. Hello, everybody. Hi, Denishan. How are you doing, honey? Hi, Peter. Spanish people are not white. Okay, Timothy is saying that. I actually don't know. One little, two little. Oh, hello, joking. I'm just saying hi to everybody, so give me one second, please. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Timothy. Hi, Chris, Jeffrey. No oil for India. Okay. Hi, AI. Hi, Ruben, Timothy. Sam A is saying you're a natural, beautiful girl. Well, thank you so much. That is very kind of you to say. Wake up, the earth is flat. No. So the earth is not flat, but the universe might be. Um, Thank you, Sammy. Do you Americans eat? Oh gosh, no, we don't, Forrest. Uh, Hi, Jeremy King. Why have the stars been the same for many? They're not the same. So so stars, we can only see so far away. So you might think that they are the same, and also remember, like, the light from the stars takes a long time to reach us. So what we're actually seeing is sort of the past, Um, but the stars are like, nothing's ever really constant. I mean, stationary. I mean, the speed of light in vacuum is supposed to be a constant, but I don't mean in that way. But pretty much, stars are definitely uh, living, breathing objects that are doing a lot. So they are constantly. I mean, to be a star, by definition, you have to basically have a Um, nuclear power station in your belly, right? So you constantly have to be doing some kind of nuclear reaction, and generally you make heavier elements from the lighter elements. Like, for example, from hydrogen, you make helium, which is what our sun does. But even bigger stars, even more massive stars, will actually make even more heavier elements like iron, and even heavier than that. So because for all the elements that we know and love have to be made somewhere, and they're generally made in stars, because pretty much from the Big Bang, or the origin of the universe, we only got hydrogen and a bit of helium. So everything heavier than that had to come from stars that have lived and died and made those things. So any stars that you see, like, pretty much most of the things, when you look up on in the night sky, and you see source of light, basically, with your eyes. I mean, first of all, you're only seeing the visible spectrum, like the light that is visible and can be processed by our eyes. You can actually see other wavelengths if you use like a different detector, like a gamma ray detector, or like an X-ray detector or a radio detector, then you would see a different kind of sky. But basically, those are mostly all either stars or binaries or galaxies. A lot of them are actually galaxies. We just can't make out that they are sort of an extended object. If you uh, took the light from, if you did more processing of the light that's coming from uh, a galaxy, that actually looks quite different than from a star. So, and this actually brings me to another interesting fact where we actually started to a while ago. We chanced upon an object that we didn't know what it was because it was kind of like a galaxy, but kind of like a star. In fact, a lot of it was kind of like a star. It felt like it was this huge luminosity coming from a fixed point. So, like a point star or like a point, basically. So, in that sense, a star really far away, it looks like a fixed point, right? But it's not actually fixed, it's just really far away. So that thing happened to be a galaxy, but most of the luminosity of that galaxy was concentrated in the center of that galaxy, and it was actually an AGN or an active galactic nucleus. And it turned out to be a quasar. So there are such interesting galaxies as well. So what you're looking at are galaxies and stars far, far away. So, sometimes they look like a point, but they're not. And they maybe look constant, but they're not really unchanging. They are actually doing things, and change is always happening. Okay. For example, like we talked about how in a few billion years, our galaxy was supposed to kind of merge with our neighboring galaxy, Andromeda. But then we actually read a paper that says that the chance of that happening is more close to like 50%. So I'm not really sure if that's going to happen or not. But in that sense, too, like, we're a bigger galaxy. We might be eating neighboring smaller galaxies. And so that's going to be a change, right? And 50% chance of us pretty much merging with Andromeda. So then we will be a very different galaxy if that does happen, but also that could not happen. So we'll see. Um, Thank you for the gifts. Hi, Aunt. Hi, Timothy. You went to Spain last week. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Taj. Hi, Nicholas. Nicholas is calling me Bree. It's actually Dree, not Bree, but thank you for the gifts. We are fixed. No. Hello, Samyaz. Spain is the land of the. Okay. Are you an actual astrophysicist? And if not, why are people asking you so many? I am an astrophysicist, and they know that I teach physics, astrophysics, cosmology, and astronomy here on the lives. Hi, Chaos. A black hole is a gravitational. Yep. I'd like to know your thoughts on dark energy simply being a property. Hi, Denver. We can certainly talk about dark energy. Hi, Baklava. I hope your day has been well. I'm curious of what you think about. I don't think that the earth is flat, okay? Because it's not. Hi, Nicholas. Um, Hi, CTP. Are you an AI? No. Ancient Persians and India are very close in bloodline. All came from the Indus River Valley. There's a connection with the Dravidians. There you go. Ancient Persians and India are very close in bloodline. See, I didn't want to, I'm not a historian, so, but I do know, Iran, Persia is very close to India. So, and and even till pretty recently, there was a lot of migration from Persia to India. Just wanted to, so we have a lot in common in our maybe features and even language and things like that. Just wanted to let you know that Jesus loves you and die. Oh, hello, Scooby Dooby Doo. How are you? Thank you so much. Good afternoon from Japan. Hi, Ryoji. Um, Hi, Angel. Hi, Avish. Hi, Donald Kinsella. Are only smaller planets capable of inhabitation? Oh, that's a great question. That's a great question. Okay, so dark energy and the smaller planets. That's a great question. We'll talk about it. Hi, listen, I am. Thank you. Hi, Kamal. Thank you so much. Thank you for liking the live and thank you for your gifts. Really appreciate it. Um, am I an astrologer? No, but I more like an astrophysicist, like astronomy, astrophysics. Thank you, Smith Spear. Okay, so thank you so much, Nicholas. I really appreciate all your gifts. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Angel is saying you don't stare. Okay. Hi, Timothy. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Is Ben here, by the way? I am wondering. You sent me a gift? Oh, thank you so much. Hi, listen, I am goated to. I will read the top fans in just a moment, so then I can hopefully give thanks to everybody who has been doing a gift. Oh, thank you. That's right. I see it. Listen, I am goated has sent a chili. Pumba Fo has sent a gift. Thank you so much, darling. Do I like butter chicken? Um, I actually really like bhindi masala. It's an okra dish and it's vegetarian. I'm not vegetarian, but I really like the vegetarian dishes in India. Like bhindi masala and aloo gobi, like cauliflower, or like um what do you call rajma. I love those types of things. Like if the cuisine is Indian, then I'm a big fan of rajma, bhindi masala. Rajma is like a bean, proteins, lentils. I really like the lentils, the veg dishes. Like my favorite is bhindi masala, aloo gobi, those types of things. And chicken, I really like the chicken that my dad makes because he slow cooks it for a long time and it has very good taste. Hi Reno. I like goat. I don't eat it a lot, but I like the preparation of Indian cuisine, making goat, So when I go out to eat Indian food, I don't really order the butter chicken. I know that's a common dish that people order here, but that's not really my usual order. My usual order, I mean, I'd rather do um like a thali, which has multiple things, like it'll have some like a sag, that's more my thing. Um, I love a thali. Okay, so some of you, I am not. Hi, Bala Subramanian. My Instagram is the same. Oh, I like that flow state. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for that gift. Tayton Fabrizius. Hello, Tayton Fabrizius. 4953. Thank you so much for the flow state gift. I really love it and I hearted it. Thank you. Thank you, Tayton. I love the end of your name, Zias. Um, so my Insta ID is actually the same as so see my YouTube username, it's OindriB, I believe. That's the same username that I have on Instagram, on TikTok, on everywhere. And I make travel content on TikTok. Cassio, is that you? Oh my goodness, is my old friend here? Acacio, my friend, how are you, amigo? How are you? Muchas gracias. How are you? I missed you. It's late for you. Are you in the Dominican Republic or are you in New York? So, Acacio is my friend on this channel for a while and he has done a super chat. Thank you, Acacio, for the super chat. Thank you so much. And thank you. The one before that as well. Thank you so much. Tayton. I'm gonna do the top fans in just a second, where I can read off and thank everybody that did a gift. My go-to perfume. I I'm still using the one I bought a while ago and I cannot remember the name. If I actually buy things like perfumes from like a Marshalls or TJ Maxx, so whatever's on sale there, you know? Like I like a nothing too strong, like a light but pleasant, something, I don't know, flowery but not too heavy. Hi, Mr. Drew. Yahi Yahi is saying I look tired. I probably do because I am. Um, thank you guys so much. I forgot to by the way, guys, please like and subscribe. I forgot to put that in the chat and then pin it. Um, my laptop is still updating, so I kind of did not do all my setups here yet. I'll start a new goal. I'll start a new goal. Yes. There we go. Did I do a goal? So people are talking about Spain a lot. I'm not sure why. The Spanish are Mediterranean Europeans, like Portuguese or Italian Greeks. Okay. Um, are you Indian woman? Has Timothy ever been to Spain? Namaste. Hello, Rebel. It's tricky. I like to learn and debate. Hi, it's tricky. Hi, Ahmed. The Spanish are Mediterranean Europeans, like Portuguese. Okay. Well, they're beautiful people there. So, whatever it is, they are beautiful. Your lips are like rose petals. Well, thank you, Bashir. Spain is a European country. Uh-huh. That's what I agree with that. It's in Europe. Not only did I give you a big thumbs up. Oh, hi, Nicholas. Thank you, Nicholas S4J. Hi, Bashir. Your two intoxicating eyes. Thank you, and thank you, universe. So, let's see. I also want to share my life. I am wanting to share my live on my channel and say we are live. So I know somebody asked about dark energy, and then somebody asked about smaller planets being the ones that can have life. So I wanted to say a few things about that, and then we'll start with our dark matter. We'll continue our dark matter discussion from last time. Thank you, Mr. Drew. I think if you did a super chat, we are live. Where are you from on my phone? Hello, Sockney. Hi, Robel. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Monet Get. Hi, Captain Trips. She's not using a fake accent. She's American. Thank you, Captain. Um, I am. Hi, Lalit. Lalit is saying love you. Thank you, Lalit Kashyap. Thank you. You think you look better than me? Hello, my music album. Thank you so much. I don't think I look better than you at all. Um, thank you. Oh, sorry. Let me see the person who did the. Sorry, who did that gift? Do it again. I saw it and then it went away. Habibi, come to Sri Lanka and you're a very beautiful girl. Hi, Shehan. Hi, Kaden. Native Americans weren't from Spain. Okay. Oh, Nicholas. Thank you. If that was you. Hi, Nicholas. Hi, Grady. Okay. Astrophysics. Okay, yeah, we will go back to that. Thank you. It's tricky. Can you take a break and put on some lipstick? I will when they sponsor me. By the way, that reminds me, we will have a few lives soon that will be sponsored, and I think I have to play like a game or something. Like the sponsor for some of the upcoming lives is gonna be uh a game company, and and I think you guys will like it a lot. Now, I don't play games much, and nor do I know about them much, but certainly I think you will like it. They determined from my channel analysis or demographics that you guys will the um like that game. So you will see me playing it and probably losing really soon here. I You want to play? Okay. Asian and Indian. Why do you look? Why FU? No, not FU. Do you? Okay. Hi, Gaurav. I would like to know more on science. Yes, absolutely. Shovik is saying, "Are you into fitness? You look fit." I do, as in I am. I do weightlifting and swimming. Greek people. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Nicholas. Okay, so I want to say a couple things. So, dark energy we have talked about a lot. If you're interested in our dark energy discussions, I highly recommend that you go and check our previous lives, not the last live, but the ones before that one. At least several were on dark energy, and we covered it in quite a bit of detail. So, really quickly, what is dark energy? It is a dominant part of the energy density of our current universe. We think there is, five main ingredients in the cosmos, and these are, of course, photons, neutrinos, baryons, dark matter, and dark energy. I can't bend this finger very well. So those are the five things. So again, photons, neutrinos, baryons, dark matter, dark energy, where baryons are us. Okay, so all of the ordinary matter that we know and love, all the entire periodic table, everything that we see and we understand, really. I mean, some of it we don't understand as well as we could, but pretty much in the universe, normal matter, the stuff that we're all made of, the sun, whatever the sun is made of, whatever the stars are made of, that is all considered to be normal matter, ordinary matter, and that is made of baryons. Baryons in short is basically just the protons and neutrons that make up the nucleus of an atom. So an atom, most of its mass, most of the stuff of an atom is in its nucleus, as we know. And the nucleus is made up of what? Protons and neutrons, right? Depending on which element, of course, because, for example, there are elements that don't have neutrons, but like hydrogen, depending on the, you know, depending on the what do you call it, the isotope or whatever. So pretty much protons, neutrons kind of clubbed together. If we're looking at it, if you're looking at the universe and considering all of the normal matter, that's going to be just protons and neutrons. And that, in cosmology terms, is sometimes called baryons. Now, I understand that the atom also has, of course, electrons, right? There's the protons and neutrons in the nucleus, but there's also a very important part of the atom, which is the electron or electrons, depending again on the element, how many electrons, right? And electrons are actually a different kind of particle. So a little bit of technicality here. We don't care too much about this in cosmology, but in particle physics, of course, we care about it. That electrons are actually leptons. They're not the same kind of stuff as protons and neutrons. They are a different family of particles altogether. But electrons are a pretty small part of the stuff of an atom. So we kind of just club it together under the baryon family in this cosmic ingredient picture, because now we're really talking big picture. We're talking the universe and the energy density of the universe and where, what's contributing to it. So in that sense, baryons are pretty much clubbing together all of the normal matter, which basically includes the electrons, because it includes like all the atoms. Okay, so in that math or accounting or bookkeeping of the universe, we say, well, there's photons, there's neutrinos, there's baryons, there's dark matter, dark energy. Now, it used to be the case that in the universe, when it first got started, like the origin of the universe, like way back in the Big Bang, when it first happened and shortly after, the universe was actually very radiation dominated. Photons were very important uh, back then. Photons were very, 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 very important back then. And actually, photons hitting everything, anything and everything. And photons kind of just like constantly combining with electrons and positrons kind of gave our cosmos that hot, dense, just like that photon jungle situation. Okay. So, and actually, because of that too, we actually did not have neutral atoms for a long time. We could really basically only talk about nuclei because elect atoms to form the neutral atoms, you actually need to calm down. Um, and the photons kind of need to like calm down and not constantly hit you with large amounts of energy in order for the neutral atoms to happen, to form for the first time. So at some point that did happen, and we actually have the cosmic microwave background radiation as a signature of the last sort of bouncing of the photons uh, from the Big Bang, if you will, and we have evidence of this happening as well. But what I'm trying to say is the universe has evolved. The universe is not unchanging. So we were talking a bit ago about the stars not being fixed. They are actually doing things. They are actually changing. They're actually making heavier elements out of lighter elements all the time. They're actually, even our sun, making helium out of hydrogen, other stars. I mean, all these things that we see around us are made of things that stars have made. So they're not at all constant, and in many cases they're actually orbiting something. They might be orbiting a black hole in their galaxy. They may be in a binary. Many stars are actually in binaries. Like sometimes we see just the one, and when you have more resolution you actually see, oh, there's actually two there. Like I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Sirius, what do you call it? The Sirius star is really a binary, okay? Which is one of the I think it's the brightest star in the sky or something, but you should double check. It's actually a binary. So um nothing is really that constant, okay? So the universe is like that too. The universe used to have a lot of photon business, and now when we check, what it has is 68% dark energy, 25% dark matter, and 5% ordinary matter. So when we talk about total matter density, it's actually dominated by this thing called dark matter, which does not interact with light, but does interact gravitationally. So we've been, discussing that. And then the other big component is the dark energy component that somebody asked about. And that is this total mystery. I mean, both of those are mysteries. Dark energy and dark matter are two different things that are both mysteries, because we're still trying to understand them fully. But dark energy leads to an accelerated expansion of the universe. Now, something to keep in mind is the universe was already expanding. The Big Bang theory, one of the sort of things that are is consistent with Big Bang theory as being the origin of the universe, is the fact that the universe actually expands, right? Like the time equal to zero is at the Big Bang, and then as time increased, the universe expanded. So pretty much as long as the universe is expanding, you know that the time is going forward. It's one way to think about time, okay? um like that movie Back to the Future or whatever. If you go back in time, then you will actually see the universe contracting. So so hopefully you're not seeing the universe contracting, because then you're going back in time. If you're going forward in time, then you see the universe expanding. So the universe was has was already expanding. We didn't think so. That's one other thing that we did not think to be true. Over 100 years ago, when Einstein did his general theory of relativity um, work and equations, he actually tried to keep the universe static or stable against gravity, because gravitation will try to get things to come together and kind of clump or um, cluster. And in that sense, he was kind of asked, like, why doesn't the universe just collapse upon itself? Like all these things in the universe, why don't we just collapse under gravitation? And he was like, you know, well, we don't. So let me introduce a constant in my equations and call it the cosmological constant. And we will keep everything kind of static and in balance against gravity. Now, then Hubble, great astronomer, huge in astronomy observations. My goodness, I am seeing a spider on my wall. So sorry about that. I'm very afraid. So, Hubble showed us that the universe was expanding. It is not static, but it's expanding. So now that was kind of, a shock to Einstein, and he felt like he had made a mistake. Um, that, he tried to keep the universe static. But at the same time, there is something else going on. And the cosmological constant that he introduced had, basically became more relevant and is still kind of around, and we still kind of look to it as something to help us with these equations, because it turns out that the universe is not only expanding, but its expansion is accelerating. So why its expansion is accelerating, like why the farther you go, as in we're here, you try to see a galaxy that's really far away, like not one of the more near ones, but a very far one, like the one of some of the farthest galaxies, the farther they are, what we find is that the faster they are moving away from us. So it's kind of like the farther they are, the farther they are, as in they are moving even more far, like. So that is a mystery, because we don't get like why that is the case. Like, okay, we were expanding, but why is the expansion kind of accelerating, right? This is the topic of dark energy. We think, maybe there's something going on in the vacuum, you know, uh, some mysterious energy of the vacuum, some effects are there that we yet don't know of that must be causing this. So that's the topic of dark energy. And so if you're wondering, that has to do with, so I think somebody asked, I forget the question exactly, but um, I think somebody asked, I remember, I think somebody asked about if it's just part of the geometry of space time. Hi, Patrick. Who was it that asked that question? As human, we can only see. Hi, Semantic. Hi, Timothy. String theory. So I think somebody had asked if dark energy is just some geometry of the space time, and that very well could be. I mean, string theory is basically a geometry way of understanding gravitation and this universe. So it could be. I don't know but basically exactly what it is and better measurements of its effects are currently in progress. I'm actually going to a conference next month, and I hope to learn a lot more about this and share with you then, to get sort of the latest and greatest on the research on dark energy, because it's certainly like a current topic. It's not something that is like totally known. It's just something we are making you aware because, it's current topics. So that's dark energy. As far as exactly what it is, some geometry thing, some vacuum energy thing, some why, whatever, we don't know. We'll have to keep working on that. And but it's important to understand where it's all coming from, which is the thing I was just talking about, which is the acceleration of that expansion. And we confirmed that with data from the year 1998. So it was very, so I'm kind of recapping as well, because we've actually talked about all of this in detail in previous live streams. And if you're interested in these topics, you should definitely go check out my other posted videos under the live tab or the videos tab, because on my channel, the tab called live will have all my previous live stream uploads, and that will tell you a lot about those topics. Okay, so that's my dark energy little tidbit. And then somebody else asked about if only the smaller planets can host life. That was Baji running down and jumping on the couch. Um, as far as whether only small planets can host life or not, I don't know, but at least preliminarily, when people look for exoplanets, because just finding planets of other stars is very difficult, because planets don't make their own light. They're much, much smaller than their host stars. So, I mean, what are you going to see? You're going to see the star. You're not necessarily going to be able to easily see the planet. When you look at other planets, like, we're not talking about the planets in our own solar system, right? Even going to Pluto, which is a dwarf planet, not a full planet, but that's really far. But now think about, you know the planet of even the nearest star is really, really far. So actually it's very difficult to do this work, but we have discovered many, many exoplanets. And we also have an episode on this, which is that um, the exoplanets we found were actually kind of dominated by bigger planets, like like they're called hot Jupiters and hot Neptunes. So planets that look more like, or kind of, they're more like Jupiters and Neptunes rather than Earth-like planets. So, you know, in some ways, I do think that finding the smaller planets is going to be important, because I would think, just from an educated guess, that the smaller planets will be able to cool down enough. But you also have to, like, both cool down enough to form the planet, which can hopefully host life, but also be a little warm so that you can have water, like we do, Earth does. And being in that exact um so the perfect distance away from the host star, and being the perfect size, which will cool enough but also not too cold, enough to have water, because we kind of think that for life to be there, it needs to have water. So that is my response to that. Hi, Locked. Hi, Functionally Phased. Hello, Robel. Hello, Rajesh. Hi, Daniel. Hi, Timothy. Hi. How do you think we could do time viewing? Hi, Gaurav. Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Bellingham. Bellingham. How are you doing, guys? I like the spider on the wall part of your explanation. Yeah, there's a huge spider there. I'm not sure. What's your thoughts on string theory? Oh gosh. So string theory, we've also talked about. I'm specifically curious whether you think it's possible. I'm specifically curious whether you think it's plausible that dark energy and the expansion of space is a property of space-time. I think that it could be, but I would still need to understand, like, what kind of property it is. So, for example, general relativity talks about, it describes gravity. It describes gravitation um, in classical terms, and talks about how space-time is bent by gravitation. A more massive object will bend space-time more than a less massive object, things like that, right? But so in, we don't really get dark energy out of that. So basically what we know from this classical physics of general relativity, string, I mean, I actually don't know if string theory um, can account for dark energy or not. But we do talk about, so the people who are interested in string theory, we have a number of episodes on string theory in the past. So please go look at that because I can't cover everything tonight. But pretty much, general relativity does not have an explanation for dark energy as far as I know. And so if it is a property of space-time, I would imagine that it's sort of like a quantum property, maybe, that we just haven't fully fathomed yet. And it could very well be some quantum effects that are not taken into account. Because, like physics kind of has a divide. There is the fields and the theories and the, you know, things that are understood classically, and then there's the entire field of quantum mechanics. And these two had never really agreed. And I wonder if something like dark energy, dark matter, these could be sort of where we would need to understand where those should both be taken into account. So I think it could be a property of space time, but we still don't, I don't think we understand like how, you know what I mean? Like what is it? And where is the sort of this negative pressure coming from? Because it's making you expand. So like pressure that's positive would make you cluster, but pressure that's kind of negative will make you expand. So what exactly is the cause of the pressure is unknown. Um, how many dimensions we can survive? Hi, Fontaine. Hi, Nizam. Hi, Eagle Power. Hi, Shovik. You are into weightlifting too. Well, I lift some weights, yeah. Um, hi, Baizul. Hi, Navy SEAL. Mm, do I think the universe was born from a black hole? I don't know. Hi, Judge. Oh, I need to do the top fans. Hi, Rajesh. The mothership is coming to get us soon. Um, okay, I'm just quickly looking through the comments. Mr. Drew, your comments are very weird, but thank you for the super chat. You should do more of that. Are you a B or a Dree? Thank you, Danny. Danny Lil Madrov. Astrophysics is an amazing science. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. It's very encouraging. Mm. Hi, Rajkumar. I don't. Um, you guys are really interesting, by the way. So, so let me read the top fans. Number one right now is Ocasio. My friend, thank you so much for your super chat. Ocasio, thank you so much for your super chat. You are number one. So if somebody wants to beat Ocasio, you'll have to do a super chat higher than what Ocasio did. Number two is Nicholas. Number three is Tayton. Number four is Mr. Drew. Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you, Tayton. Thank you, Mr. Drew, for the super chat. It's tricky is number five. Number six is listen. I am goated. Number seven is Yahi Yahi. Number eight is Prakash. Number nine is Construction of Soul. Number 10 is Baklava. Number 11 is the Belagana. And number 12 is Buga. So who wants to beat Acasio, Nicholas, and Tayton? Hi, Virginia. You're not number one, Mr. Drew. You have to do more than $20. Okay, so let me actually. So, by the way, this is the book we have been looking at. This is called Astrophysics for Dummies, by Cynthia Phillips, and it has actually been a quite pleasant read in certain of the some of these topics. So let me tell you a little bit more about dark matter because that's where that's where we were last time. So we are on the chapter. We've also actually covered dark energy from this chapter as well. Oh, thank you so much. Hi, Denver. Thank you so much for the gift. Denver Beak has sent a cheers. I wasn't looking up. Sorry. Can you do it again? Hi, buddy. What was your question, Gaurav? I got gems by YouTube for free, apparently. Thank you, Belagana. Keeping a beacon of knowledge. Thank you. Hi, Super. Hi, Biohazard. And Fontaine! Thank you so much. And Fontaine is supporting dark matter, dark energy. Hi, Mike Wheeler. Utkarsh, hello. Hi, Nizam. Loving energy, love it. Witch. I'm a witch? Okay. A good witch, hopefully. Thank you guys so much. India, India, India. What's for dinner? Hi, Denver sent the cheers. Thank you again, Denver. Hopefully, I'll be looking up next time you do it. Simulated Latino. And somebody asked a question that um if I don't get to your question, just ask it again, okay? Sorry about that. Biohazard is saying, "Oh, you're pretty." Oh, thank you. N Fontaine. Jeremy, you should do a super chat. Hi, Devil. Oh, thank you, Belagana. The Belagana. So, We've actually talked about dark energy from this chapter already, but we were talking about dark matter. And actually, we had already covered the evidence of dark matter, which is very, very important, which has to do with the speed of um, the stars that are farther away from the galactic center. So the stars that are like in the halo, how they should be slowing down. If most of the matter is within, some, within where we are, pretty much radius of the galactic center. Um, but we see that the stars are moving too fast, and that means that there is extra matter that we did not account for, and it's a pretty big discrepancy. So if this is not making sense, I'm sorry, and you should hopefully you can catch my last live because we spent a lot of time on this. So we will actually keep on going from there, okay? Have I taken a sociology class? I've taken psychology. I don't know if I've taken a sociology class. I've taken a bunch of psychology classes, but like for fun, but I don't think they made me think enough sociology now that you pointed out. So, let's real quick recap special theory of relativity. Um, Hi Greasy, are you my neighbor? Thank you. Let's real quick talk about, by the way, can we get 100 likes? And can you please share, like, subscribe, tell your neighbors, tell your sisters? Let's talk about the special theory of relativity and the general theory of relativity really quickly, okay? So first came the special theory of relativity. We know that Einstein gifted this to us in 1905. Uh, the interconnected nature of energy, mass, space, and time is what we get from special theory of relativity. So mass energy equivalence, space time being relative, all of that actually comes from the special theory of relativity. Like he already gave that to us in the very productive year of 1905, which is when he also gave us a bunch of other things. The speed of light in vacuum is a constant no matter where you are or where that light is going. Motion of anything in space is relative to the motion of everything else in space. The laws of physics appear the same anywhere in the universe as long as you are not accelerating, because special theory of relativity is actually for inertial systems, meaning that they would work for if you're going at a constant velocity or if you're at rest. Okay, so they are actually it does not take into account accelerating frames of reference, which is what it he does in general theory of relativity. But the laws of physics appear the same anywhere in the universe as long as you are not accelerating, says the special theory of relativity. They are the same, but if you're accelerating as you fall from an airplane, the apple you drop won't exactly appear to be affected by gravity. The speed of light defines a relationship with matter and energy such that E equals mc squared. So the speed of light is a constant of nature. The speed of light in vacuum is a constant of nature. So even if you go really, really fast, you will still see the speed of light in vacuum to be the speed of light in vacuum. It's the constant. It's a finite number and it's a constant. So this actually changes a lot of things. It actually makes space-time relative. So that's what we get from special theory of relativity, and also mass energy equivalence, and how energy and mass are kind of, related to each other in the form of E equals mc squared. Hmm, it's actually E squared. There's a plus or minus in there, but basically, basically, um, this also comes from special theory of relativity. Okay, so that was all in 1905. Cut to 1916, we get integration of gravity into the relativity realm of things, and we get general theory of relativity. So not a special case, which is the inertial frames case, but now we're generalizing to accelerating frames as well. Time and space are aspects of the space-time continuum. So space and time are together like. So we could talk about four-dimensional space-time and not about 3D space and time as some other thing. Okay. So he developed a math basically, which takes into account this four space time, which is going to be a different geometry than what we're used to, but it works. Energy and matter have the effect of curving space time via gravity. So, energy and matter, massive objects, have the effect of curving space time via gravity. Serves to unite gravity with space-time. Yeah. So basically, this is going to give us the new explanation or the upgraded theory for gravitation. The theory of general relativity followed special relativity, mainly focused on how the speed of light determines a relationship between matter and energy. Special relativity had no specific concern with gravity, the key factor in general relativity. So, and also string theory comes from basically taking general relativity and expanding it. So general relativity has the four space-time. String theory will have 10 or 11 space-time, where it basically has extra dimensions in space. Okay, so extra spatial dimensions are what the string theorists concern themselves with. We can talk about the CMB, buddy. Maybe not time. I have episodes on that too in the past. Cosmic microwave background. You can um you can look for it real quick on my website. Hmm. Is anything faster than the speed of light? Not that I know of. Hi, Adnan. I will definitely talk about CMB again. It's a very important topic. Probably not tonight, okay? Because I need to finish. Are you a rocket scientist like Sheldon? I did work on rockets at one point. Yes. Um, time to finish. Hi, Shubham. Hi, Scott. Hi, Hussein. Cucumber is saying I just graduated today with a physics degree. Congratulations. I didn't talk much about string theory tonight, Sean, but I will say that it is pretty much taking general theory of relativity and expanding it to include extra dimensions, which are extra spatial dimensions, and they're very tiny spatial dimensions. So the argument is made that we don't experience these extra spatial dimensions because when you propose extra spatial dimensions, you have to explain why they are never observed or measured because that is the what do you call that is the great flaw, but I mean, I want to use a nicer word, disadvantage. The big disadvantage of string theory, superstring theory, is the fact that it is not testable. We have spent many, many episodes on this topic in the past. It's one of my favorite topics as well. So, unfortunately, it is not testable. Superstring theory doesn't just propose the extra spatial dimensions, it requires the extra spatial dimensions in order to work. And depending on which one, it requires six or seven extra spatial dimensions, which are supposed to be very tiny and curled up to the point where us, just regular human beings, cannot observe them, feel them. We've talked about how the fish that's right below the surface of the water, and only uh, let's say there's a fish under the surface of the water, under some lotus leaves or whatever. And the fish only goes back and forth, like it's a 2D fish. Like the fish only experiences 2D, okay, two dimensions. But then it just doesn't know that it could maybe go up and then it would see a whole world outside of that pond. So we're kind of like that. Maybe we just experience 4D, as in the four space time, with three spatial dimensions, and we just don't know that there is maybe a whole world outside of that, and we don't experience the extra spatial dimensions that string theory requires. So now that's the problem, okay? So that's the strength as well as the weakness of superstring theory. The strength being that, they took general theory of relativity and expanded it to form a mathematically sound theory, and it wasn't mathematically sound always. They had to work on it for a number of years. It had a lot of issues actually. It also requires supersymmetry, by the way, which is another thing that you would have to confirm. But supersymmetry is rather beautiful. So, I hope that that is true. But the fact that it requires the six or seven extra spatial dimensions, which they're saying are very small and curled up, so we don't observe them, without being able to test it, it's always going to be a theory and not a reality. You know what I mean? Because physics is an experimental science. So unfortunately, that is the case with superstring theory. That's the um hi Nate Johnson. Does light exist outside of the sun? Yes, lots of other things make light, mostly stars. Hi, sun. Um, that is a great question. What is the largest particles that can get entangled? In theory, we all like, I don't think, I think there is a wavelength property of like larger objects too. It's just that the wavelengths are really small. So like we don't, you wouldn't really pick up on it. So it's there's nothing really saying that quantum effects aren't there for bigger things. It's just that it's not a major effect. Um, hi. But that was a very interesting question. I'll think about it more, buddy. The largest particles that can get entangled. I love that. Rate of expansion. The Belagana is saying so the rate of expansion of the universe is accelerating. Yes, the expansion of the universe is accelerating. Correct. It's not just expanding. It's also that the expansion is accelerating, and it depends where you look. When we look at the farthest galaxies, those are moving away from us at higher speed than closer galaxies. There are tiny particles of loving in your aura. Thank you. Hi, Nizam. Snokamoy. Hello. Snokamoy is saying buttercup. Yes. This is astrophysics for dummies. Hi, England. Could we travel to other dimensions through meditations or quantum mechanics? You could try. Let us know how that goes. So the four dimensions, we experience, right? We experience time, we experience three spatial dimensions. So one thing I really like about Einstein, I mean, there's many things, but one thing is that he was very real. He came up with a theory. Not only does it have huge experimental success, but he could have done some fifth dimension thing, right? Like as early as the 1920s, that people did. Remember, we talked about Kaluza Klein. They did actually incorporate one extra dimension and did the math for like five dimensions. But Einstein was always worried about including something that wasn't physically true. So because we don't really experience more than the 4D space time, he kept general relativity just for space time, so just 4D. I mean, he was not, once he got the hang of the math for 4D, which is already tough, right? Because you have to do a different kind of, you have to do Riemannian geometry, which is a different geometry than what we do usually. um Once he got a hang of that, he could have also gone nuts and been like, hey, I'm going to add in more dimensions and see what that explains. Because Kaluza Klein actually had had pretty big success when they did five dimensions, and we talk about that in our string theory lectures. So basically they got, you know, some symmetry to fall out of that. So that was good. But Einstein was generally not for doing the math for the sake of it. He kind of kept it all really real and physically grounded. So GR has just the 4D and we experience 4D. We all experience time and we all experience the three spatial dimensions. And then string theory kind of goes, takes Kaluza Klein and goes really nuts with it, like runs with it, which is also valid, right? Like if you're gonna explore something, why not like go all in with it? And that's what superstring theory eventually does, is that there's many extra dimensions. There are six or seven spatial extra dimensions. And that is also a valid way of thinking where you're like, you know what? Like just because we don't experience it doesn't mean that it couldn't be real. Like maybe we are limited and we don't experience it. So I think there is Hi, buddy. Thank you, buddy, for your support. Hi, Ashish. At what point do quantum effects? Oh yeah, that was that question you asked, which was really really nice question. Michael Jackson Thriller. By the way, guys, I have a casual question for you. Have you seen the movie Michael? I haven't yet, and I kind of want to. Maybe I will soon this weekend, maybe. Hi, Too Real for the Snowflakes. Oh yeah, there is no center of the universe. The center. So this is actually a great question. Like you would think of the Big Bang being sort of the center of the universe, right? Because everything just expanded. Universe is infinite. So the Big Bang is now everywhere. Like the universe started, and we call that the Big Bang, and it's a singularity in classical physics. But there is no center of the universe. The center is everywhere. The Big Bang happened everywhere because we everywhere was that, and now everywhere is. So that was this and this was that. So I think it's a little difficult to visualize this, but the Big Bang happened everywhere because everywhere is the universe, and the Big Bang gave us the universe, which expanded from there. Okay. She's so innocent. What do you mean? We have one son. Hi, Pumpkin. Hi, it's Arlie. Hi, Sid Drawing. Hi, user KS. This book is Astrophysics for. We've been using this book actually. I tried to tag it, but I don't know if my tag worked. It's called Astrophysics for Dummies. In a minute, I'll go get my laptop and try to tag it again. Fascinating how we can look back in time with telescopes and instruments. Yes, because we're looking with light, and light has a constant speed in the vacuum. So when we see something, it's light, right? Light had to travel to us and everything, so we absolutely do look back into the past. Hi, Joshua. Hi, user KS. You're so pretty. Thank you. Oh, hi, Sean, Florida. You'll stick to computer engineering, but this is so exciting. Redshift. hmm hmm I did watch Spaceballs, yes. I was made to by some of my coworkers a while ago. Sarasota is saying Rudy is in New York City. Okay. Hi, Pedro. Pedro Nacio. The lady speaks perfect English. Oh, thank you. We do not belong in space. Well, we are in space, so. Thank you for liking. Can we get 100 likes? How did Einstein die? I'm not sure. I think just of old age. I know his wife passed away before him. You are looking like an Indian. Move low. Okay. Um, what is this? Physics class? Yes, it is. Virgos rise up. Absolutely. Okay, so we talked about special and general theory of relativity. I love that there's so many questions coming, so we got a little off track here and there, but that's fine. Now, let's talk a bit about dark matter, and we will probably call it and just chat casually. I'll go get my laptop and all that stuff. And I probably need to change the title of this live. You are a smart gal. Do you believe in God? Thank you, universe. Evolutionary divergence is how a tiny monkey turned into a human. Where you at? I am on Earth. So, if the puzzle we've laid out so far is still missing a few pieces, dark matter will fill in at least one of the gaps, says this author. So we're going to talk a bit more about dark matter. There's more than meets the eye in the universe, and we mean that literally. Observation has produced clear evidence that the universe contains more mass than we can see. So this is what we talked about last time. So if you missed the last live, please go check it out because we got into the details of this there, okay? So we observed that the universe contains more mass than we can see. Literally, there is mass that does not uh, interact with light. that does not have a luminosity. So we don't see it, but we feel it and we observe it gravitationally. The general name given to this type of unknown mass is dark matter. What we do now, what we do know is that dark matter is, as the name suggests, matter. It's made up of particles, but ones that don't emit, reflect, or absorb light. Wouldn't it be nice to know the particle nature of this and understand what kind of particle dark matter is? But we don't know yet. So why do we think dark matter exists if we cannot see it? Put your astronomical detective cap back on and look for clues, which is, by the way, exactly what astrophysicists do when analyzing images and data. Dark matter has clear effects on other objects that we can see and observe, and scientists can therefore observe and derive data about dark matter indirectly. We talk about this in chapter 11, where observations of the dynamics of galaxy clusters require a large percentage of unseen, in other words, dark matter. So we did talk about this earlier. One of the big reasons to study dark matter is that it's not a tiny part of the universe. It's not. It is what? Remember what I said earlier, 25%? It's a lot. The stars, planets, and other visible objects in the cosmos are thought to comprise only about 5% of the total matter. Around 68% is thought to be dark energy, leaving about 27% of the universe as dark matter. So it's not a tiny part. So if it was just a small thing that we missed, that would be fine. But this is a big thing that we're missing. That's more than 5 times as much dark matter as there is visible matter. And what does it take to break through the darkness? So now we'll talk about detecting this darkness. Hi, Leroy. Hi, Snookamoy. Hi, Puggle. No, I like edgy science. Multivariate calculus, learned that in Calc 3 in college. Okay, I'm beyond all that. Dark matter is hard to define precisely because it cannot be seen, touched, or measured. Directly, that is, we can indirectly measure it. However, astrophysicists have a pretty good handle on what it is not. Dark matter is not, for example, a planet or a star. Dark matter is not antimatter. What is antimatter? Antimatter is simply the antiparticle partners of regular particles. So positron is the antiparticle of the electron. So that's just regular stuff. That is normal matter. Okay. So dark matter is not antimatter, which is essentially matter with inverted electrical charges. It's not composed of detectable matter such as baryons, and it's certainly not visible like your best friends, dust and gas. Lack of sufficient gravitational lensing also tells dark scientists that dark matter isn't just a really big black hole or a different kind of compact uh, object, like a brown dwarf, whatever, some compact object. So we don't think that it's like a black hole or, you know, some kind of uh, stellar remnant or compact object which doesn't have much luminosity. We don't think it's that because that thing would cause gravitational lensing. These things usually obviously have very intense gravitation, and we would expect gravitational lensing to happen from such objects, and we don't find that. Okay. How do we know that dark matter is there? Because you cannot see it directly. The only choice is to look indirectly for its effects on regular, that is, luminous matter. We talk about how, so earlier in chapter 11, we talk about how in the 1930s, German astronomer Fritz Zwicky used a clever method of measuring the mass of a nearby galaxy cluster. However, when he compared the measured mass to his estimate based on the total brightness of the cluster, so this is Zwicky. This is one more other evidence than the one we talked about immediately in the last live. So this is another person, Fritz Zwicky, who came up with a way of measuring the mass of a nearby galaxy cluster. And then he compared the measured mass to his estimate based on the total brightness of the cluster. So he knows estimate he has an estimate of the luminosity from that cluster, how much light that cluster is giving off, and based on that, that light usually creates what produces like the stars, the galaxies, right? So pretty much those we thought, or just regular matter, can reflect light off of it or whatever. All these things that interact with light will generally, we would think, uh, contribute to the mass of that galaxy cluster. But then he found that the galaxy cluster was 200 to 500 times less bright than it should be compared to the total measured mass. So it was basically too much mass. The best explanation for this is that the galaxy cluster contains large amounts of dark matter, providing mass but not adding to the total brightness. So he was thinking, and we would all be thinking based on what we know so far, that the more things producing light, the more things interacting with light, the more brightness, the more luminosity, the more mass. But based on what he found, this galaxy cluster was should be about 200 to 500 times less bright, or the galaxy cluster was 200 to 500 times less bright than it should be. So, on the one hand, he measured the mass of it. On the other hand, he measured the luminosity of it. Those should match up, because if all of the matter in the galaxy cluster was just normal matter, then the luminosity should match up with what you're finding the mass of it to be. But it was not. It was a lot less bright because mostly it's the ordinary matter producing all that light, and it has large amounts of dark matter. And that is actually what we think, and what we find again and again, is that there is dark matter in all these different galaxies, especially in our halo in the Milky Way galaxy. We think there's a lot of dark matter in the halo, and we think that dark matter had a role in forming the galaxies in the first place, um, giving a hand to the gravitational effects and clumping that happened in the early universe. So, we just don't know exactly what it is, but we see its effects. Later in the 1970s, so this was already in the 1930s. So Zwicky, I remember kind of listening to one of my professors saying that he was not a very friendly person. So I don't know how much it really took off from what Zwicky had found. But, and, there's also Vera Rubin's work. We will talk about that as well. Oh, actually, as soon as I mention it, it's coming up in the next paragraph here. So Vera Rubin is going to be another very important person that we will cover, uh, because, so 1930 versus 1970s. So as early as 1930s, Zwicky had kind of found this already, but it didn't really take off much at that time, I'm guessing. Later in the 1970s, American astronomers Vera Rubin and Kent Ford also measured the rotational speed of individual galaxies. So this is the evidence that we talked about last time in the live stream. So not just this Zwicky thing, another evidence of dark matter. They learned that an extra source of mass was needed to provide enough gravity to keep them from breaking apart due to their rotation rates. So the rotational speed of individual galaxies were also too high. And we're like, these are going, with much more speed than we would have anticipated, especially based on the mass of these things that we think they are. So, and not only that, there's this situation of
basically they would need extra source of mass to provide enough gravity to also keep it together. So uh, this is more covered in chapter 10. We will go back and look at this again next time probably, but this was yet another way. Gravitational lensing is the bending of light by massive objects. So after this point, I guess the authors kind of uh, talk about other things like what dark matter could be, and that's actually a really good discussion. Like pretty much we have covered it in the past where people were basically like, well, there's this thing, it does not interact with light, but it interacts with gravitation. So what could it be? um there is actually a known particle already that people were starting to look into that also does not interact with light. So this particle is actually the neutrino. Hi, Agile Singh. Hi, Brett. How are you? Hi, Nate Escape. Hi, Nate Escape. How are you doing? Did you like the live? Can we get 100 likes? Thank you guys so much. So when people were first looking into this dark matter business and trying to find candidates of dark matter, they actually thought maybe it's the neutrino. Maybe there's more neutrinos than we thought and accounted for, and maybe that's what's helping. But actually, the neutrinos, when people looked into it, they actually don't, they're too low mass to really account for the dark matter that we are finding. So it's not neutrinos. And then people thought about WIMPs, weakly interacting massive particles. So that is kind of like neutrinos, but with more mass, you know. So WIMPs basically, I think even now is a candidate of dark matter where they're weakly interacting like the neutrinos, but they're more massive than the neutrinos. And so this is a made up particle or a candidate for dark matter. Okay, so um, this is a candidate for dark matter that we can talk about next time because it's kind of late now, but that's what I intended to talk about next. Um, and then another thing, just to wrap it up, like that I was mentioning already, was the massive compact halo objects. So when we talked about dark matter from another book that we use sometimes, we saw this candidate called macho. So there's the wimp, and so then another group of people came up with the macho, which is basically like, could it be these compact objects that are in the halo of our galaxy, which just don't make a lot of light, like they're kind of dark? Could that be dark matter? And then because of gravitational lensing reasons, we think that that too doesn't really account for dark matter. So that's the story. That's sort of the status. Like when I go to the conference in June, I'll let you know if there's any more new developments or things like exciting candidates or prospects with dark matter. I really want to find out myself. Um, that people are looking into or doing right now. But I think the WIMP is a big one. People still looking for the weakly interacting um, particle WIMP that may or may not exist, depending on what people find. And we will get into that next time. So remind me. Hmm. We will also remember about gravitational lensing when we talk about gravitational lensing is the bending of light by massive objects. This technique can also be used to estimate the amount of mass in between us and a lensed object. The Vera Rubin Observatory in Chile should improve our understanding in the next few years. I wonder if there is updates on that. You know what I mean? So you could look up the Vera Rubin Observatory and see what they're finding there. That is going to be really important. So I actually have requested a book on Vera Rubin. She is very important in this whole discussion. So I will also try to get a hold of that before I Hi Tyson. Yes, you missed a lot. Hi Space Time. You're here. Yeah, I started around midnight. So it's been like 2 hours. Quantum tunneling has been done by using superconductors, but again, for quantum. Hi, buddy. Hi, Vorji. Are you from USA? Mm-hmm. Did I miss a lot? Yes. You should rewind once the live stream posts as a video upload. And everybody, if you missed any parts of this or previous lives, they all get posted after video processing and they're all on the channel under the live tab. So you should catch it there. Tyson, make sure to subscribe and like. It makes her happy. It does. How are all the nerds doing? Ivorg, yes, you should subscribe. I don't know if we live inside a black hole. I don't know if Neil deGrasse Tyson really like I'm not exactly sure what he has said on that. I'd have to listen to him, but I mean I have listened to him, but like I don't know exactly about that one, but I don't know if I don't know if we're inside a black hole. I just I'm not a huge fan of that prospect or that theory. I feel like there's black holes are just a normal part of nature. I don't think we have to like make them so exotic and think that everything is about them and that we have to live like inside a black hole or anything like that. Like I think black holes are interesting, but they're not the end all be all of our existence. You know what I mean? Hi Brett. Hi Spider. Hi Fatima. CJP has also made it to here. Hi Tahir. What is CJP? Hi Sandeep. Say something in Hindi. What should I say? You should say something or ask something and I can answer it. um, ranking under 50. I don't know what that means. Do I have a favorite wrestler? Yes, Mary Khan. She's from India. Uh, you should look her. There is a movie on her on Netflix that you should see by Priyanka Chopra. It's called Mary Khan. MaryKon. Space Kon. Hi, Michael. I should do a Hindi ASMR. Thank you, Marco.
Hi, dieting. Who gave me a chance? Hi, Jeremiah. Oh, that's right. Maricom is a boxer. See? That's how much I know about boxing versus wrestling. Hi, Hussein. A serious Maricom is a boxer. Sorry for the wrong information. Clearly, you're on a sports channel. Smart but serious. Do I keep a dream journal? I keep a journal. And yeah, sometimes write about my dreams, but I don't, yeah, I have a journal. Sure, I have a dream journal. It's okay to cry every now and then, especially when seasons change. Yeah, I think some baby birds are living on the roof near where I sleep, and they cry like all morning and all day. And I hear it. And when I'm going to bed, I hear them, and they're already up and already, crying a ton. So actually, yeah, the spring, lots of people are being born, not people, but I mean people too, but like animals, birds, their children. And there's a lot of crying because they're little babies. Good night, and thank you for being a beacon of knowledge in the darkness. Oh, thank you, the Belagana. Oh my goodness. Oh, let me read your ranking. So, number one is still a Casio. Number two is Denver. Number three is Enfontaine. So I think it changed. Number four is Nicholas. Number five is Tayton. Number six is Belagana. Number seven is Mr. Drew. Number eight is Sean. Number nine is Buddy. Number 10 is Gaurav. So thank you guys for ranking and becoming uh, a part of this channel and for following along and for all your support and gifts and super chats. I really appreciate it. I'm going to stick around and take any questions, last minute comments. Appreciate it. Hi, Virgie. Why are you crying? Hi, Michael. Or Michael, yeah. Hi, Mr. Vision. Hi, Bout. Doll. Hi, Jacket. Jacket Hussein. The topic tonight was dark matter, but we covered a lot of it already, and we've been going for like 2 hours. So they do, neutrinos do interact, but weakly. They don't interact with the electromagnetic spectrum. So neutrinos do interact just very weakly. And generally, they have to be measured through a secondary particle. So a neutrino interacting with, first of all, you need a lot of a dielectric medium to let the neutrino kind of interact, do its thing. And it interacts only weakly, and literally it will make a secondary lepton, usually electron, muon, or tau, and you're probably going to be looking for that when you're trying to detect a neutrino. Okay. um Bring the three baby birds. How do they measure? You have a very expressive voice. Have you ever considered voice acting? Yes. I hope I can get a voice acting role. I hope so. Maybe you guys can recommend me. You should hype my videos if you come across them. That would be helpful.
Hello, Vorji. Vorji is saying, I'm crying because you are too beautiful for my standards. Oh, Snuggamooey, thank you. Your lives are always great, thank you. Good job, you did it. What did I do? I got 100 likes, so thank you. Thanks to you guys for supporting. Jeremy, you need to do a super chat if you're gonna be number one. Hi, Tamil. Hi, Michael. Dark matter is cosmology and astrophysics, astronomy. So what we discuss here, physics, astronomy, astrophysics, cosmology, not biology. I'm a night owl. Hi, Rayon. What do I have to do to marry you? Um, I don't know. Hi, HC Fitness. It's physics, yeah. Have I been to India? Yes. Hello to Puerto Rico. Oh, thank you for the gift. Sorry. Who was that? Um, Somebody did a gift. Thank you so much. Can you do it again? Ooh, Uncle Shu. Thank you for this, the flower. Thank you for the gift. Hi, Blue Jay. Neutrinos can interact and observe. Um, Dark matter does interact gravitationally, just doesn't interact. We can't see it. Doesn't interact with photons. Neutrinos interact weakly, like through the weak nuclear force. Um, but because neutrinos also don't interact with photons, we thought dark matter could be neutrinos. Yes, because it could be that dark matter maybe interacts weakly, you know? Because the weak nuclear force, like the weak interaction is kind of hard to observe. So even neutrinos for the I mean, neutrinos were kind of and still are pretty elusive depending on, you know, the experiment that you're looking at and stuff like that. So um it made sense that they thought that dark matter could be neutrinos because of the elusiveness of neutrinos. It is hard to detect neutrinos. You have to be very strategic. And generally, you're detecting it through that secondary particle, like I was mentioning. So they thought that I mean, probably briefly, they thought that it was neutrinos. But neutrinos are also really low mass. For the longest time, we actually thought neutrinos did not have a mass, which would have made them have like the speed of light or something, which, but they do actually have mass, and the mass is very low. So, so because of the very low mass of neutrinos, we don't think it could be dark matter. It could account for the dark matter that we observe. Hi, Young. Hi, Chopped BMW. Thank you, Agile. Agile Singh, thank you so much. Is it raining? Is it raining?
Hi, Michael. Hi, Vorji again. Are you vegan? No. Hello, Avinash. Guys, if you're joining, please like and subscribe. I really need it. Hi, Sin W. Hello, Rockstar. This is where we plot to take over the world. Hi, Jack Darby. Uncle, once again for your gift. Uncle Shu. Loch Ness. I love that. Um, yes, it interacts with gravitation. So it exerts gravitation effects on the masses that we can see. My handle is based on my name, Oin3. Hi, creative. I love that. Creative is saying, well, 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 a physics baddie. Thank you. I am. Ivid here. Agile. Intelligent baddie. Ghost particle. She's too smart for me, but the ducks in the park are free to take home. I didn't. Are you gonna be taking ducks from the park? Hi, Michael. The kitty cats are here. I mean, some of them are here. Oh, little Baji is sleeping over there in a little ball. He's all curled up, like the extra dimensions of string theory. I'll show you. Ooh, thank you, Aunt Banks, for the $5. Your smile is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Aunt Banks. Your smile is beautiful. Well, thank you so much. Here's a smile. Ah. Thank you for making me smile even more with your super chat support. And menacing. I like the name Oindrila. My name is not Oindrila. It's actually just Oindri. Hi, Fidel. Oh my gosh. Hello, Fidel. I feel like I've seen you here before. This woman looks AI. Hello, Sadhu. Super TR. Hello. Am I wearing a shirt? Yes. My hair is very long nowadays, though, so sometimes I could probably get away with it. Quickly, could you explain what dark matter is to you? And what is that we can recognize on a daily life? Bosons are named after Shoten Bose. Yes, who is from my city. You guys were all asking? Now is a great time to tell you where I'm from. I'm from Kolkata, the same city as Dr. Bose, who bosons are named after. I had to wait till the right moment. Do a number of hypotheses form in your mind that might explain the cause? Mm, yeah, actually, yes. You are one of a kind. Thank you, Fidel. Love from India. Hello, Vadhir. How are you? You're so pretty. Oh, thank you, Nasir. Girl is slaying hard, by the way. Thank you, Vedhir. I love that name. How do you say it? Vedhir? Is that how you say it? But yeah, I was born in Kolkata. I was brought up. I mean, I kind of grew a lot here in the US, but um, I am from Kolkata.
Um, I like neutrinos. They were my thesis. We all belong to India. Hello, I love your hair. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Education of children. I love that. Education for children. Here I am. Hello. Thank you. Hi, James. What a cutie. Single or married? Hello, hi fi. Hello. Do you read for fun too? Yes, I love Agatha Christie. I'm a fan of murder mysteries. Thank you, Maddie. Or Maddie Yana. Hi, hi fi. That's why you have good hair quality. Oh, thank you. Hi, Jalal. Hi, Agile Singh. Agile Singh. Hmm. My name is Rohan. Take my name twice. Rohan, I like the name. Hi, Michael. Calcuttans in the house. Who here is from Kolkata? Kolkata. Where are you from? How long have you not been to India? A long time. It's funny how the smart ones like murder mystery and the crazy ones like horror story. No, seriously. Seriously. I love to solve a murder mystery. Like pretty much whenever I read a murder mystery, like for a while. I mean, in the beginning, I wasn't used to it, but I've been reading murder mysteries since I was in the sixth grade, seventh grade, and I can solve them. Like with all the things, I pretty much will want to solve it myself. Horror, I cannot handle at all. I cannot handle horror or gore. Mm-mm. No gore, no blood, no horror for me. I mean, I'm afraid of spiders. So I don't like horror stories. King Book. Oh, good. Loch Ness. Shout out from Bengaluru. Welcome to Bengaluru. I actually am supposed to visit Bengaluru because I have family there. A lot of people from Kolkata moved to Bangalore. So, hi, Mediana. Kashmir. Oh my gosh. Hi. Hi, Vorji. Are you guys subscribing? I really need your help with subscriptions. Can you please subscribe, like and subscribe, and please have the notifications be on so that you can come to my lives again when I go live and we can continue our discussions. It's much more helpful when you come to many of these lives and can kind of follow along the topic that we're currently on. Do I have tiny feet? Well, I'm a US 7.5, I think, is my foot size for shoes. For shoes. The next topic is going to be more dark matter because we didn't quite finish, but it could be other things too. Like I might incorporate some other things based on your questions. Your identity has been verified. Okay. I didn't know it was not verified. Please like and subscribe, guys. Mhm. हर घड़ी बदल रही है धूप जिंदगी चाहे कभी कभी है हर पल यहाँ जी भर जिया चाहे समा कल हो न हो. I can't stand your parents' and grandparents' generation. What shoes would I like? I need some shoes for the gym. Of course, I love Kal Ho Na Ho. My ear. Your ear is so perfectly formed. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Evil I remove and touch wood. Tabla, hi. Live life to the fullest here every moment. Thank you. True. Hello, Mia. Okay. I need gym shoes. I just like covered shoes a lot. Investigational old TV show Columbo you would like. Okay. Vihan. चाहे जो तुम्हें पूरे दिल से मिलता है वो मुश्किल से. Okay, I'm gonna go get my laptop so I can change the name of this live, the title of it. Oh, and also I need to tag the book. It never works for my phone. मिलना यहाँ कल हो ना हो. We will definitely meet again here on these lives, so please subscribe. HC Fitness. I love Kal Ho Na Ho. Do you? Hos Ne Ray. Your voice sounds like an angel. Thank you. Hi, Karthik. No one called me hot. I don't feel cool. I like lukewarm. Okay. Hi, lukewarm. PG Woodhouse, my antidote to all the madness. Oh, yes. I have many Bengali friends. Hello, Vorji again. Hi, MC. Hi, Zoin KS. Yes, please come back for the next live, but also you can watch it later on as an upload, but try to be on the live. By the way, I must mention that I will be live on the weekday like this next week, but also I will be live on the weekends during probably like probably like later on in the afternoon, evening, because I have to do that brand uh sponsored live. So there's going to be like 10 of them. That's going to be on the weekend, probably like Friday, Sunday, like that. At the end of May and also throughout June. So you will see me during the day and the evening and the afternoon as well on the lives. And we will cover more topics and then I'll have to do the game playing thing that they want me to do. So, hmm. In fact, they're messaging me right now. I want to verify the. So they want me to go live. Um, it's going to be the weekends at the end of May and beginning of June. And so there will be multiple lives that I do. And so please do come back for those and support during the lives because it'll be my first time working with this brand. So I need your support and some moral support. And hopefully it should be a lot of fun. Like it'll be like our usual chat and topics, covering topics, going over questions and things like that. So, but I think I have to play a game while I'm doing all of that. So hopefully it all works out. So that's going to be on the weekends. So at a more regular time, like afternoon, evening. So I hope to see you there. I hope you come and join the lives when that happens. And please do subscribe and have the notification on so you can be alerted when I go live. Please and thank you. Can we get 30 more subscribers? I need, then I will hit a nice number. 30 more. 30 more. Tell your neighbors, tell your sisters, tell your brothers. Arabian Nights. Hi, Soros. I love you long time. Oh, thank you. Bernoulli. Ashoka. Hello. Hi, Lai. Hi, Yasmin. Uh, Are you going to come back to Kolkata like Mr. Shatendranath Bose? I certainly hope I can visit soon. Cash App? My Cash App is on my profile. You can send monies. In fact, you should. And I think my Cash App profile name is the same as my YouTube handle. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, all of them are on my profile. In fact, I think under this video as well. I just saw a comment. Want to come to India? I do want to come to India. Space-time entanglements. Oindri is officially my angel. Oh, thank you. Michael is saying live streams are best experienced afterwards, oftentimes. That's true. I sometimes catch other creators' live streams after it's done. So I understand if you are catching it afterwards. But please do put a comment. Please do like and comment and leave a comment for me so that I can say hello to you in the comments later on, okay? And so I know you saw it. The phone is moving because I'm trying to scroll through your comments. You're becoming so thin. Oh, thank you, Ashoka. Don't they think I love you long time instead of going live? Thank you, Snokamoli. What's better, biophysics or theoretical physics? I think I like cosmology more than both of those. But cosmology can be theoretical, so maybe theoretical. Oh, space time. Where are you joining from? If you don't mind. Are you in California? Hi, Dean. Hi, Ramandeep. SpongeBob's wife. Period. Get your money, girl. Thank you. I love when you tell me to send money. Well, you should. Why haven't you? I'm checking and there's no money yet. It's blasphemous. There was blasphemy happening here. You're only speaking. You're not actually sending anything. So let me see. My PayPal, you, Venmo, Cash App are all there. You should support the channel by sending monies everywhere. Hmm. How old are you and how much you are? Excuse me? And I would dig gold if there was gold to dig, my dear. Who doesn't like mining? All the Indian clients. Yes. Hi, Jose. Thank you for the gift. Mhm. We always need more money. Hi, Tony. Bay Area, Mountain View, Sunnyvale, Palo Alto. Thank you, Jose. You guys keep my mods very busy. Where is Jose? I'm losing the chat sometimes. Thank you, Jose Alvarez, for the gift. You're not boring. Thank you. Oh, God, I'm yawning a lot today. I was, I did a lot of swimming today, so maybe that is why. Baji's sleeping over there. So one moment, guys. Let me get my laptop, okay? This laptop has been very loud. Oh, thank you guys for liking the live. Thank you for liking the live, guys.
I love swimming, but I haven't gone swimming in so long. I love swimming. I try to go as much as possible. I became member at the gyms near me, so I can. Hi, Vika. Super face and super eye. You should put that in a super chat. You should put that in a super chat. I didn't kick your dog with a W. Swimming does make you tired. Cute cat. Oh, that is Sachi, Mama. That's my daughter. Sachi, Mama loves you. Mama loves you. Does swimming make you tired? Swimming does make you tired. Like, I am never this tired. But I did swim more today. Now sad. Like, share, subscribe. Long time no see to you. I barely see you on my lives anymore now, Sat. Go comment on my videos. Did I go to UC Berkeley? I did visit. I gave a talk at Berkeley, but nope, that's not true. I can try to find my talk that I gave at Berkeley. Bolsonaro. Ooh, hi. Hi, Jose. Hi, Shabam. That's right, Nausat likes my songs. Nausat, I'm going to be live at the end of May and June, early June. I will be live again on the weekends. Are you gonna come and support me? You better. You better. You better. You better. I'm very beautiful today? No. I'm normal today. Nothing is special today. I didn't do anything. I wore a ring. That's it. I went swimming and I wore this ring. That's it. I didn't even brush my hair properly today. Y'all are a bunch of liars. UC Berkeley. I have to brush my teeth again tonight. I don't know where you're getting the Berkeley from, but I like Berkeley. Why not? I'm not in California, but all right, guys. What should be the title of this live? What should be the title of this live? Hi, young Gonzo. I do. I do like singing. I do. I do like singing. I love it. I love it. I love singing so much. Smugglers? Thank you for subscribing, guys. Ooh, here is the book that I was reading from. Let me tag it and pin it. Can you see it now? I tried to tag it from my phone, it didn't work, but I'm just now doing it from the laptop, and hopefully you can see it. In case you're wondering, the book we used, hmm, the book we used is now tagged, pinned. The book we used is now tagged and pinned. You should purchase it if you need to from my link here, or you should do a super chat and or gift and or my Cash App, which somebody was asking about my Cash App. I do have books on my wish list. I do. Hmm. Where are my mods? Moderators? I think they fell asleep. It's okay. Hmm. Moderators, where art thou? Mm-hmm. 97% of modern inventions come from Northwest Europe. Northwest Europe. And their American descendants. You're welcome. Hello, Ginger. I'll check it out at my local bookstore. Well, can you get it from my link? That would help me. It's not very expensive on this link, right? Okay, stream settings. Edit. I'm gonna title the live, retitle it. So we talked about dark matter, I'll give you a little timeout, just a tiny timeout. Lucifer. Mwah. Have I ever been to Indiana? Yes. Zoinkadada. Scooby Dooby. Yes, I have. Oh, to the person that was asking me for my Cash App. Here. It should be in the descriptions already. It should be in the description of my videos already. Bernoulli, Indianapolis. I think so. I've been to Indiana. I think when I was in Cincinnati, I was in Indiana. Hi, Adnan. Oakland. What do you have against Oakland? Hi. Thank you. I can solve. Hi, Michael. I don't know what you mean by the socks thing, man. But here it is. Here. You guys haven't heard my Titanic song, have you? There are days when I have sang the Titanic song out to my heart. Every night in my dreams, see, feel that is how I break your ancestors' trends. How do I do that? La, la. I think I already have, but sure, elaborate. Elaborate. Assalamu alaikum. Hello. My hair does smell nice, yes. Indeed. You should subscribe and do a super chat. And support a physicist lady on the internet. Every night in my dreams. I almost typed bark matter, like a dog barking, not dark matter. It's dark matter, not bark matter. I don't own 7-Eleven. 4G. Oh, thank you, 4G. You sent me 100 rupees? Thank you, Vorji. Is that how you say your name? Mm, Actually, no. Voria J. Voria J. Savage Western people should be grateful that you are there to educate them. Thank you, Vor. Mwah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Thank you and love you for the support. Hair fling? Thank you, Secret Drone, for the $5. Thank you, Secret Drone, and thank you, my friend, Voria. I'm saying your name a different way every time, hoping that it hits. Thank you, Vor, for your 100 rupees. Mwah. Thank you, Secret Drone, for your $5. Mwah. You should you should do $100 to match the 100 rupees. Same number, different currency. I will talk about the standard model again next time. Sure, we can talk about particle physics standard model next time. Plain English. $5. $101. In fact, you should do 111. That's a lucky number. 111. Somebody should do a 111. Hi, Aditya. Hi, Black Hole. I didn't watch much TV, MC, so I haven't really seen The Simpsons. Didn't grow up with cable. Why should I forget particle physics? Why? Oh, Vuri! Thank you so much, honey. Hmm. Vuri says, I'm just a student at the moment. There is no just. Thank you so much for your support. This is a non-profit channel, obviously. I spend a lot of time on this channel just teaching and putting everything together and doing the work, and your support really means a lot. Forget particle physics. No, no. Next time we will talk about particle physics. Hello, Liqueur Butte. Here's you again. Thank you for the $2. Hello, Liqueur. Thank you so much. What's my ideal man? Stop trying to create stuff that's going to take our humanity over. No, no, it's not. It's not going to take our humanity over. What's your concern? What's your concern with particle physics? Do you think it's going to destroy the Earth? Do I eat gutka? I don't know what that is, but no. I know Hindi. I was going to say, yeah, plenty of other things destroying the planet, unfortunately. What do you have against particle physics? Casio, thank you so much again for your super chat. You in MIT? I was. I worked there. Hi Bella. Hi Hussein. Hi Bella. Hi. Hi Eyes ill. Hi Eyes. Hello. Hi Prabhat. Um, Thank you again, Acacio, if you're seeing this later on. It was lovely to see you, even if briefly. MIT type. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Hussein. Hi, Shub. Ancient Sumerian civilization. You should tell me more about that. I love history. I love learning it, but I'm not a historian. My nails. My nails are just cut really short. I like them short. Thank you, Liqueur, for the 2 again. I love you, Indri B. Please marry me. Thank you so much, my darling. Get in line. Thank you, Liqueur. So very much. Snoop Dogg. MIT Open Courseware. Yes, this is kind of like that. It's an open courseware. Greetings to Colombia, my love. How are you? Greetings from Colombia. Hello, SU, Su GV. Of course, I know about Indian IIT and IIM. Hi, MMA. Hi, Siraj. Hi, Junkyard. He went to private school. Who? Oh, Snoop Dogg. Okay. Liqueur. Were you the one who asked me about my ideal man? I don't really think about that too much, so I don't know if it's possible to be ideal. What's your thoughts on? Oh, yeah. Yes, tell me about the history of that. Alumni of State University of MP. Oh, nice. Hi, Sir Adam. Hi, poet. Pretty girl, change your work trajectory. Thank you, MC, for your advice. Hi, Aju. Hi, Michael. Oh, I love the song Satya. Satya. That one. Hi, Sangeeta. Thank you, Vuri, once again. Love it. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for stopping by the live. And please do join us again next time, okay? Please subscribe. Have a good lunch. Hi, Psycho Sledge. Thank you, Sir Adam. Oh, that's right, Sir Adam. Wait a minute. Were you here before from like Ireland or something? Sir Adam Skinowski, not Ireland, maybe Norway. Where are you from again? Hands up, Please. Okay. Sathiya. Yes, that's my favorite song. One of my favorite songs. I do have a PhD, yes. Mm. Polish! My Poland feller. That's right. Let me get rid of some of the spam. Um, Hi, D'Souza. Sir Adam Skinowski, the person from Poland who was here before. Thank you, Sir Adam, for visiting again. I hope you subscribed and I can see you again soon. Hi, Udith. Hi, Super Tier. Do I know Nelly? No. Hi, Navraj. Hi, Patrick. Thank you, Liqueur. I love your voice. Please be my soulmate. Thank you. It's nice to meet you here. I can't imagine it in my real life. Thanks, you too. Thank you, Hussein. It's nice to meet all of you as well. I love doing these physics, astronomy, astrophysics, cosmology discussions with you all. I love it. Thank you for bringing your questions. I do not have Snapchat, but I do have Cash App that you should peruse. Hi, K-Vob. Vobhov. Liqueur Butte. That's how I say it. Mm. Hi, Justin. I do know Lady Gaga. I went to her concert when she came to Boston. I saw her at Fenway Park. Fenway, right? Yes. She did a concert here a few years ago. Canadian singer. Okay. Hi, Cost. I've spoken about my background in the past videos. You should go check out my particle astrophysics live video from the past, Hussein. I actually have covered my thesis in some of these lives before. Hello. Hi, Nick from Iran. Hi, Arisha. Earrings. Yeah, I didn't wear earrings today. I should. I should wear earrings to my lives in the future. Maybe I'll have a earring sponsor. Would you ever let a viewer take you shopping? No, darling. No. Hi, Devin. I put my face to. You guys are so funny. God, excuse me. Hello, laptop. Okay. Mm. Physics Baddie teaches dark matter live. Subscribe. Dark matter, cosmology. Study with me. Hi, Pratham. Hi, Devin. Thank you, Sir Adam. From Poland. So, tell me something about Poland, Sir Adam Skinowski. I've never been. In Poland, does the train work really well? You can get places with on the just on the train. And do I need to learn Polish, the language, to visit? And is it safe there to just visit and explore? Can you give us some idea? Sonu Nigam, my favorite singer. Satya. Also, Sir Adam Skinowski in Finland. I've never been there either. I know, but I want the Polish person to talk about Poland. You are such an articulate, witty, and captivating young lady. Well, thank you so much. And can you tell us more about Poland? And can you also put it in a comment somewhere so I can see it later? Later on. Renate. That region and Finland has highest happiness index. Wow. Hi, cute cat. Okay, I have updated that. I see. Have you thought of doing engineering or make things? Yeah. Like what? What are you asking about? Yes, it's a MacBook. Mm, It's a MacBook Air. Yes. Mhm, 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 mhm. Well, that I did know. Poland has the world's largest castle. Vodka was invented in Poland. Oh, Europe's biggest animals live in Poland. Hi, Ankit. How are you doing? Who's your favorite superhero? Hi, Ankit. Poland has the world's largest castle. I do plan to see that one when I go. Vodka was invented in Poland. I did not know that. And biggest animals? Which? Which ones? You should put something in Hindi so I can type it or I can say it. Satskriya Kal? What? Cats are the best. Namaste. Do you like roast beef sandwiches? I do like sandwiches. I'm in Sri Lanka. Um, I'm not in India right now. Um, we can talk about money and all that maybe next time. It's kind of late here. But I love the question. You should come back with that question, Hussein, next time to my next live, please. I insist. Excuse me, I'm not in Indiana. Excuse me. My nose is so cute. Okay. Well, thank you, my love. Okay, I have renamed the live and I pinned the book. Punjab. No, I'm actually not from Punjab. Hello, beautiful G. Hello, Chansey. I thought you very beautiful girl. Hello, SK Chavda. South Africa? No, but I love South Africa. I've actually been to South Africa, but I have not been to Poland, nor have I been to South America. Those are on my list. Those are on my or Sri Lanka. I have not been to Sri Lanka. I should go. I should go. Columbus, hello, Malaysia. I've been to Malaysia. Hi, Roshni. You should subscribe, Roshni. It's very late here. Please subscribe and I'll see you next time, okay? Thank you so much. I need to go to bed. Namaskar. Please do subscribe and I will see you next time. Thank you, Roshni. Thank you, Mr. Vision. Are you Indian? Hi, Sangeeta. We are all Indian. Okay, that's gonna be fun. Liqueur Butte has sent me a super chat in Hindi. Goodness, let me try to read this. मुझे तुमसे और तुम्हारी मुस्कान से प्यार है. Wow! Thank you, thank you. I like that. I like that you typed it all in Hindi. But, I took Hindi in for 2 years only in school, so I am kind of impressed with me right now that I was able to read that. Hindi is not my native tongue or my first language. So, Hindi is my third language, and guys, I was able to read that shit. Sorry, not that. Excuse my French. मुझे तुमसे और तुम्हारी मुस्कान से प्यार है. I read it successfully. I did. Cano is saying hi, Indri. Tumi ki physics discuss korcho. Yes, I I mean, not right now, but the live was about physics. Yes. On this channel, we talk about physics, astronomy, astrophysics, and cosmology. Please do subscribe. Thank you and namaskar. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please subscribe. It's very late right now. I'm in the East Coast of the United States, so it's very late right now. Ooh, it's 333 right now. 333. Lucky number 333. Please subscribe. Thank you. And somebody was asking if I'm a student. Not right now. I already went to school and worked in a number of jobs and things like that. So I am not a student, okay? But I'm always a student at the same time. I'm always learning. So, sure, in that sense, always a student. New Jersey. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Think again. Guess again. Hi, Sumit. I'm not real? In what way, my darling? Poland also has Europe's oldest restaurant? I love restaurants and history, and the two together are in Poland. Europe's oldest restaurant. Are you kidding me right now? Poland also has Europe's oldest restaurant. You are too beautiful to be real. Hi, Sumit. What is my favorite subject? Dun, 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 dun. Of course, it's physics. Actually, I really enjoy other things too, like English literature and history. North Carolina. Nope. Although I did go to school there. Hi, please say my name is Asuruk. Asuruk. Hi, Asuruk. I don't know much about quantum computing. You should tell me something about that. We should learn it together. Hmm. All right, last few messages. Please do say your good nights now. Good nights and sleep tights and good night kisses. Mwah. Can you do $2 more? Uh, I'm seeing 48 something. It'll be a nice number. Where is Mr. Hindi typer? What was his name again? His or her? Um, sorry. What was the person again who did the $2 in Hindi? Liqueur. Liqueur, can you do another two? It'll be at a nice number then. I want to have my dinner with you. What you use for clear skin? Wawa. I use agua. Water. Pani pani de pani pani. That one. Oh, he's gone. Okay. Hi, Pratik. I use some pani. Some pani love.
Um, so I realized that the what I type on my laptop sometimes looks different here on the phone. When the temperature hits 46. Thank you so much, Liqueur. You've made my day because you've made the super chat number a really nice number right now. Thank you again so much, Liqueur, for all your support. I really appreciate it, okay? You said, I love your beautiful face. Sleep tight. Oh, thank you so very much. Indiana. Oh. Oh my God. Poland welcomes me. Oh, thank you. Um, Sir Adam Skinowski, can you please put some comments on my videos talking about Poland so that you can remind me that I need to visit Poland? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Your face is like a mango pudding. Yes, ma'am, I will. Thank you. Thank you. Namaste, how are you? So I actually have a friend in Finland on the channel, and now I have a friend in Poland. So I think we're making good progress. I need to visit both of those places. So yes, it would be lovely. Okay. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Last few kisses, okay? New Zealand. Hello, John from New Zealand. We're about to leave, actually. We've been live for a long time. $2 from my side for the love of physics. Aww. K. Vabhav Mishra has sent $2 for the love of physics. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I have a beautiful ring, thank you. It's from the Caribbean island of St. Thomas. Hi, sunshine. Please bring your questions next time. I look forward to it. Um, am I doing SAT like the SAT exam? I did it already. Uh, a while ago when I first started school. Thank you, Naruto. Thank you, Muni. Jai Shri Ram. Thank you. Hi, DJ. Once this uploads, please do leave your comments as well, okay, guys? Really appreciate it. Oh, I love that flag. Thank you, Ryder. Thank you, Prince. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciated all our chats tonight. I'll see you next time. And please come with your physics and astronomy and cosmology questions. I'm still smiling about that. Face is like a mango pudding. I am in New England. That's correct. Bye, guys. Love you. See you next time. Please do join for my lives next time. And if you see my videos, clips, shorts, please do give it a like and comment. Share with your friends, sisters, brothers, everybody. And I will be live at the end of May on the weekends as well, and June on the weekends. And I look forward to all the fun times that we will have at that time, okay? Thank you so very much. Please see the whole live if you're joining late. Um, Once you see the upload, you can rewind. Love you guys. Mwah. Love you.